Good afternoon, everybody. David Atkins, Target Individual, back with another video by the grace of God. Um, you know, I'm talking about the Rayathon Ravenclaw device today, and I'm going to be explaining what it is and everything. And it's hard to find information on this. I'm also going to go into detail, but first I'm going to read a word of God. But first of all, the Rayathon device is a mobile aerial battle management against human targets, various frequencies for exact human anatomy targeting, biofencing alarms. Even the flutter of an eyelash is signaled on a target individual. And hold on, I'm going to go in more details, but I'm going to start with my word. And my word today is coming out of Psalms 34:19, because we have this thing on this TV, and if I ain't watching TV and I'm laying down or something, I'll put this thing on YouTube where it plays music and it shoots Bible verses, Bible verse, King James Bible verses. But anyway, so I just happened to look, and it says Psalms 34:19 came on there, and it went to my head because I know this verse very well. But anyway, so I'm like, let me look up affliction in the Strong's Concordance and see what I come up with. And many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord shall deliver him out of them all. Psalms 34:19. Affliction in the Hebrew is kapathia, or a kawat, experience of evil, suffering, distress, perseverance. And the cognitive thing in the Strong said, to experience affliction that seems bad, miserable from an earthly experience, but in actuality is sent by God to accomplish his great eternal purpose. And I'm a believer that God's purpose is being carried out. And his purpose is not for us to suffer, but to refine us for the journey we have ahead of us. Just because bad things will build you up. But the key to get to what he's building us up for is a purpose, is not to faint when we grow weary. Because if we faint when we go weary and we're bitter to everybody, hateful to everybody, then the targeting program not only worked for these people who are experimenting by torturing us, it also worked by turning your heart cold and bitter. And because love is everything. That's the whole key to the Bible's message, is love. So anyway, what was I going to say? One more thing. So you don't want to let this thing. Now am I telling you to lay down, don't defend yourself if somebody's? No, not at all. I'm telling you to defend yourself. That comes down to that. But I'm saying don't walk around with hate. Because at one time I was so targeted, I walked around with hate and bitterness. And I made some mistakes back then. But it was like, man, everybody's gang stalking me. They're all in on it, so they all deserve it. They all deserve it. And I carried that hate, and I let it just eat me alive. And I was so bitter to people, and some people I was bitter to wasn't even doing me wrong. But in my eyes, I was so, because when you're homeless, your gang stalk is even worse. There's nowhere to go hide and get away from it. You're getting gang stalked 24/7. People riding by. So this is and so you just like, man, it's everybody. So you get so bitter and lash out at them. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes that person might not even be a gang stalker. And and that's how bad this program is. And if I ever done that to somebody I thought was a gang stalker that really wasn't, and y'all are watching right now, I apologize. But that's what it made me do. So that's what I mean with don't let it get you there. So anyway, Ravenclaw, here we go. The Ravenclaw device, as I described before, mobile aerial battle management against human targets, various frequencies for exact human anatomy targeting, biofencing alarms, even the flutter of an eyelash to signal on a targeted individual. You can also use this device, and I'll show it to you again. And it's on my community page in one of my posts. You can use it from a cell phone or a laptop without a host server or reliable network connection. So they don't need no network connection to use this. And there's more to it, and I'm fixing to get to it right now. And also another thing, I will be talking about Stingray device sometime this week and how to beat it. And I will also be talking about some other good information that I don't know yet. I'm just studying some stuff out of this book. So anyway, the name of the black box is called Ravenclaw, and it's manufactured by Rayathon. It was actually manufactured as an army weapon, but now it's being turned against us targeted individuals. And it's got all kinds of little things. So anyway, so, and this is a testimony, a quick testimony. This woman says, I've been attacked by Raven for 5 years. They copy my every move, make noise campaigns at my home, at my office, wherever I drive to annoy me. No matter where I go, it's set up, mimicking a battlefield of helicopters, drones, and hiss. In this way, the Raven creates a cacophonous, annoying, demonic sound of war. The noise plays vehicle noise of stalkers assisting G.I. Joe, G.I. Jane in the war. A lot of stalkers have this Raven claw device or other similar devices. As they walk right next to me, they let the backpack pass directly in front of me or towards my vehicle. They press something on their cell phone, and then they attack me. How they use these weapons is documented. And then she said they prefer to shoot mostly at the skull, ears, eyes, and hearts, but they still shoot all over her body for target practice. So she's sharing this. So I had to find this. So when I came this morning, I'm like, man, I need to find something on the Ravenclaw device because it is a serious device, and most of us don't even know it's being used on us. So it's hard to find this advice, and I'm not done yet, but I want to interrupt to say, if you're looking for information on something, you scroll up and scroll up. You go way, way down deep in Google. The first bit of information might have a little truth to it, but more than likely it's not going to beat the deep stuff you'll find if you keep scrolling up and saying, see more, and go all the way back to the first post you see down. You know what I'm saying? Down deep. So anyway, it does not require a host, server, or network. It connects directly to their cell phone, laptop, or any detachable device. The device is a wireless device. It has a propagation function along the line of sight. That is, electromagnetic waves propagate directly from the source to the receiver. You will snipe and shoot with it. That's what it does, snipe and shoot. It monitors eavesdrops on geological boundaries. So my opinion is they're close and eavesdrop on you because it can't be heard very far away. So anyway, it says with the wall's vision sensor, see through the wall whether we are close or naked. Through the biofencing part of it, it's an alarm, whether operators move in the human subject's body or whether we open or close our eyes, mouth, or whether we move our legs. It sounds to the user, it makes a sound to the operator and goes off. And they can also set boundaries around our perimeter of our house and know when we leave the house and start hitting us. You know, they can set a boundary inside the house and outside the house, and it's like a bio fence. Once you cross it, boom, you start getting hit. Okay, this is why we must wake up. Not only because they watch us and do this to us, not only do they have geofencing alarms, but they also wear warning alarms. The device is an alarm of sounds when a subject crosses a geological boundary. For example, when you open the door, an alarm and a beep alert the offender. That's why they can start at all the campaigns, harass you, torture you, and everything from the moment you open the door and walk out. This is not only because they're looking at you, because they're so lazy they have alarms that will beep. They have electric jammers. The jammer is the device that emits a signal that cancels out the enemy's radio waves, cell phone waves, and Wi-Fi. That's why TI's mobile phone, Wi-Fi, laptop, electronic devices are broken. The electromagnetic count measurement device is a rejection for the purpose of modulating, suppressing, absorbing, rejecting, leading, or reflecting the radiation frequency, irradiation frequency, and electromagnetic energy that deny, misuse information and valid information about the enemy's electromagnetic wave. So when we use a spectrum analyzer to triangulate, the signal is destroyed. The weapon of the electromagnetic spectrum has become a pain weapon, especially for human subjects. But, you know, the perpetrators, and this person goes on to say, she's going to tell me what the perpetrators, the operators, are at a disadvantage. Now, these are disadvantages that happen to them. The use of this weapon in the first place appalls the conscience of the public. The public can't even imagine what the heck's going on, and that where the testing's going. Second, using this weapon is despicable and sinister. Thirdly, using this weapon is contrary to social morality and duty. Only that the punishment remains, it will be doubled by the intensified tax that already exists in myriads others that these criminals have inflicted on our bodies. If you operate Ravenclaw or similar devices, all your personal license will be revoked. Listen, intellectuals, lawyers, doctors, you endure bad results. This crime expressed in its legal definition is an aggravated assault. Geographical limitations require close countermeasures. This makes arresting criminals much easier. If you look carefully, you will find out when the frequency goes straight, it works as where the eyes goes. This makes it very hard to catch them in addicted behavior. This is great news that said it's very easy to find them. They are addicted to the streets. Human victims are at a distance that desensitizes the weapon operator to shock or pain to feel less brutality, because they never know we're crying in pain if they don't see the scars and bruises on our body and the horror on our faces from the trauma we've been through. They don't even know what they're doing. They're sitting in front of their employees and they're sitting in front of their computers and they're killing us very slowly with these little weapons. By engaging in hunting and chasing human test subjects, this crime pleases and excites the operator. This is the new law of human cruelty. This is the new corruption of the Eagle PSYOPs. It's about radar waves. And I don't even know who this person is. It don't say. But it's the only good information I can find on a Ravenclaw besides the Army definition and what it's being used for in the Army, which don't apply to targeted individuals. I mean, it may apply some, but you know they're messing with missiles and bombs with this stuff. But this has got to do with the other use that these criminals and everybody else or whoever's running the SIG program is doing. And that's how they can burn you precisely no matter where you're at your house. They can do whatever. And that's why when you open the door and walk out the door, if you ever notice, everything starts when you leave the house sometimes. A lot of times mine goes on in the house too. But I'm saying sometimes you may notice right when you a zap or something will happen energy-wise, laser-wise, or anything like that when you walk out the door. It's because they got geographical biofencing. So anyway, if I can find more information on this, I will, and I will do another video on this because this is really important, and it explains a lot on how they know where they're wearing alarms with this device. It's letting us know letting them know when they cross this or when we cross whatever perimeter they set up. Because you notice these cameras nowadays, you can buy a camera and set it up to go off. You can set it'll let you set up a perimeter. And if somebody crosses that perimeter to start recording and set an alarm off inside the house. I mean, they got cameras that precise, so you know this alarm stuff is probably serious, and they probably got biofencing when we go to the bathroom. I don't know, but you know, this is serious stuff and it needs to be stopped. So God bless y'all. I hope y'all having a good Sunday, as good as it can be, and I'll be doing a lot more videos this week. Y'all have a good weekend.